We've got two hilarious stories, just kind of sandwiching some political content in the middle. So first and foremost, okay, we got Wisconsin, and what the hell is up with Wisconsin? Anyways, it is the cereal capital of the world, by the way, just in case you didn't know, but just home of some insane shit, right? Like just recently, Wisconsin, obviously, you know, Kyle Rittenhouse, the Kenosha kid, that shit going off there, and that's not serial killing or anything. That's just the good kid just solving some problems. Then he had Chandler Halderson also. That went down. That was another court case. At the beginning of the year, he shot and killed his parents and then chopped them and tried to destroy their bodies in his family's fireplace at home. It's just a complete fucking brainlet. Daryl Adams, the Waukesha Christmas parade massacre, the owner of the SUV of peace, that the SUV just hit people. We don't know about anybody who did anything behind the wheel there. And then there was also an escaped hoe who went back and lit her pimp's house on fire and posted a selfie online and also said, and I'd do it again. Just some real crazy fuck shit going on in Wisconsin right now. Some of it good, some of it bad, most of it hilarious. Kind of like this one. So, Wisconsin woman, 24, choked lover to death during sex while high on drugs. Used a bread knife to dismember him. This has so many similarities between all of the other stories that I just list, and those were the ones that just came off the top of my head in Wisconsin. So then dumped his head and genitals in a bucket and his legs in a crock pot. All right, so is she gonna be getting a nibble? Maybe it was like really good sex and she wanted him inside her forever, so just gonna have a bite. What are we doing here? And this is totally a real name, by the way. Taylor Schabusiness. Really? Are we doing that? And honestly, does that look like the face of somebody who could possibly, chop up a date and put them in the crock pot, to slow cook that quad meat? I mean, come on, nothing crazy or unsettling about this native lady. I mean, come on now. She's obviously a veteran of the game. Like, she knows how to she knows those angles. She knows the tricks to make them titties look a little bit too big. She knows the proper lean to be putting on. Okay, she knows the double, the triple bra trick to work those angles as best she can. Even though, she probably should have hiked up the pants a little bit because that belly button looks a little bit deep. Just saying. She got that cat eye that was, real hot in like mid 2000s and whatever. And come on, honestly, you ask yourself on this one. When have you ever seen a woman with gauges in her ears, those fucking disgusting expanders in her ears, and been a totally 100% mentally on the up and up? Just go ahead and you just check your own personal mental Rolodex on that one. And then also, so very, very stable as well, and another sign of just a really great mentally sound woman. Big hoop earrings as well. Again, not another red flag or anything like that. And see, I can make those very obvious observations. Just saying that she's native because she's got the dream catcher hanging behind or between her titties there, and obviously the facial structure and the body type because native women, in case you don't know, in case you don't live in northern Alberta, store their fat like a truck driver just in their midsection, and they got little spindly legs. So. Just saying, and them titties don't be looking exactly the same, so she got that mad lean game on. Anyways, let's get to more of the story here. 24-year-old Wisconsin woman is behind bars after she allegedly killed a man and dismembered him before taunting police that they were going to have fun trying to find all the organs. Cool. She got a little hungry before the police showed up. Taylor Schabusiness, 24, was charged Tuesday with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault. Why sexual assault? She cut off his dick. She's accused of choking the man to death during sex. What kind of a fucking weakling did she want to grind up on if she could actually choke him to death? And then allegedly used a bread knife to dismember his body. She must have been at that for fucking ever. Taylor, I'm not saying that last name over and over again. She's Taylor from now on. Then placed his head and penis in a bucket. Where you kind of tied on space and then just, stuck the dick in his ear or his mouth or maybe up his nose or something like that, depending on the size and anything else that was going on. Or did you have a big bucket or something? while she dumped other body parts into a large crockpot. How large was it? According to a criminal complaint, the grisly scene was discovered by the victim's own mother when she returned home. Oh, God, that's the only thing that actually, that kind of hit me, because that would suck, okay? Taylor told investigators she did not mean to kill the victim. I didn't mean to kill him, and then cut him up. And then, separate his head and his dick from his body, put it in a bucket, and then the rest of his body into a crock pot. Which, okay, if you didn't mean to kill him and you were trying to dispose of the body, why would you go through all of that stuff instead of, just dumping it into a field or a hog pit? I've seen it. You're probably pretty familiar with barnyard animals. I'd love to see your explanation on this. But she was choking him. She liked it and kept doing it. Yeah, but what about the dude who was turning blue? Is like, I don't like it anymore. But it's like, I really like it. So it's like, okay. The complaint alleges the victim's identity has not been released because they can't find him in order to piece everything together. Police were called to the home on Stony Brook Lane in Green Bay. Oh boy. What kind of cheese pairs best with 24-year-old rump roast? Around 3:25 a.m. on February 23rd, after the mother of the victim stumbled upon the gruesome scene. At 3 o'clock in the morning, the mother just found this out? Okay. The victim's mother told the police she heard the door slam between 2 and 3 a.m. and she went to check it out, and she found her son's severed head in a bucket and dried blood on a nearby mattress. Oh, okay, so was the mother home and then Taylor left after she was done carving everybody up? Okay. A search of the home led police to find several other body parts. Did you find all of them, though? Including a male organ in the bucket and an upper torso in a tote bag. Was this like Where's Waldo with body parts? Taylor, who was a known associate of the victim, they matched on Tinder, or I don't know, what are the hookup apps in Wisconsin? Farmers Only? Was believed to be the last person to see the victim alive, the complaint alleges. Yeah, because she chopped him up. When the police searched her van parked on Eastman Avenue, they found a crock pot with an additional human body part, including legs. Again, they said a large crock pot. It was probably a big crock pot if she had the legs. But she also didn't keep the dick around, so maybe that says another thing about his sexual prowess. According to the criminal complaint, Taylor was taken into custody, but the police asked her what happened. She replied, "That's a good question," according to the complaint. It is a good question. That's about, okay, like, this bitch seems absolutely dead to rights on this case, okay? Maybe they wouldn't have been able to put two and two together because you'd have to also see, mostly because of the information that we know as well, she clearly would have said something else. But if she would have just stopped saying anything right there, that would have been fine. But no, she had to continue to run her mouth. In the complaint, prosecutors say Taylor told police that she and the victim were together all day Tuesday and had been smoking methamphetamine while having sex. I mean, come on. Does that look like a meth head to you? No, please, no. Those piercing dead eyes, come on now. Maybe she wanted to update her look like that, okay? Needed to fix those dead eyes, so she decided she needed to get a new pair for herself. Taylor said she blacked out at one point and just went crazy and started strangling the victim with a chain and then with her hands. All of this during sex, huh? Interesting. She stated she could feel the victim's heart beating as she was choking him, so she kept pulling and choking him harder. With the chain, you could still feel okay and high on meth. None of this is making sense. Good luck in front of a jury, though. She told police she knew the victim was dead when his face turned purple and blood came out of his mouth. It's a pretty good indication. She kept choking him. Why? The damage has already been done. It's darn near fun. It's unclear from the complaint when the victim stopped breathing. I think probably when the chain got involved. Just an educated guess, I guess. The complaint also contains graphic details of sexual acts. Oh, do tell more. Taylor said she did to the victim's body after he died. Oh, don't tell anymore. Admitting that she played with the body for 2 or 3 hours after his death, but was unsure that he died until blood came out of his mouth and then just poked his body with a stick. Or maybe, considering she used a bread knife to carve him up, it probably took 2 to 3 hours to, accomplish her goal. Complaint alleges that she also made comments to detectives after asking if they knew what it was like to love something so much that you kill it. No, but then again, I'm just a well-adjusted person, in comparison at least. Taylor stated that she used knives that she obtained from the kitchen of the residence, and that a bread knife worked the best because of serrated blade. late, according to the complaint. I couldn't find a chainsaw, and nobody would lend one out at 2 o'clock in the morning to somebody tweaking. Weird. He also stated that the plan was for her to bring all the body parts, but she got lazy and left the head and the dick in a bucket. Okay. And again, remember, her intention was to never kill anybody, but she was so concerned about being caught, she got lazy. Okay. And only ended up putting a leg or foot in the van, and she forgot the head. It's like, okay, if you're dismembering somebody, it's like you're trying to run a checklist. It's like, okay, we got arms. Okay, there should be one. There should be another leg. We'll get it on the return trip. And it's like, okay, so we got the torso. I got my crock pot. And it's like, where's the head and the... whatever. Not exactly the most well thought out plan. Can't believe I left the head, though, she added, referring to the victim's head in the basement. And then so did the detectives. They all just had a laugh, and she just got sent on her merry way, right? Schabusiness appeared in a Brown County court on Tuesday. Her bail is set at $2 million, and she remains in custody at Brown County Jail. She is scheduled to be back in court in 3 weeks. Oh, looks like the Wisconsin District Attorney got around to fixing those bail discrepancies, those low cash bonds for people charged with horrific crimes. But it's a funny story, a sad story, a disturbing story, but that's why you have to vet your fuck buddies. Not just fall victim, not fall prey to goofy MySpace angles. That's how long that shit has been around. But with that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.